Hey everybody, this is Brett, and this morning I would like to address the question, is onions and garlic bad for dogs? Because yesterday I made a video showing people how I was feeding Chakra, what I was feeding Chakra for dinner, and I had some leftovers with some onions in it. And I blended it up because it's really important that dogs, have blended or chopped, very finely chopped food because they don't have molars. And then I added some eggs, and then I sprinkled some garlic on the eggs too. And you see, I have seen how there are some foods that are recommended to be not fed to dogs, at least in large quantities. That last part is the important part, at least in large quantities. You see, there are several things that tell me that there's no way that we should completely eliminate onions and garlic from dogs' foods. First of all, it would be totally impossible for me because I feed her whole foods and it's always in the leftovers that I eat. And secondly, like, dogs are man's best friend, and since they are, then that's just an indicator that there's no way that we should be trying to completely separate that, and it'd drive us nuts. And thirdly, if consumed in small quantities, which is the exact way that those particular foods are supposed to be eaten anyway, then it's good for a person or a dog to consume them. And like in Ayurveda, they'll tell you that if you eat too much onions and garlic, that your mind will go too much. You'll have too much chatter in your mind. And they recommend to not consume any of those foods at all for meditation. Okay, and that may be good for doing that specifically for a while. But there are lots of benefits, as most of us know, to consuming onions and garlic, the antimicrobial benefits and the like sulfur benefits that are in these foods. Okay, so when you take a garlic, you'll notice, and you cut it open, you'll notice that there are peels. Okay, there are peels, and whenever a food has peels, then you know that it's very likely that it could be consumed by just peeling one peel off at a time. So this is my onion, and I leave it in here, and then when I want to use it, which is almost every day, I'll make one cut into it, like one peel deep or two peels deep, and I'll peel either one or two peels off of it and use that. I don't cut up the whole onion because that's not the way it's supposed to be made, and that doesn't feel right to me because it'd be too much onion in the food. Onion is an aggressive food. You only use a moderate amount in it. It's like cayenne. You only use a small amount. Otherwise, you'll be like, but if you use a small amount of cayenne or onion, then you get the benefits. The cayenne gives you the fire. And it makes everything, it's a stimulant food, like ginger or like horseradish, or like, there's a bunch of different ones. I could think of more, I'm sure. But the same thing with the garlic. You just take a peel off of there. That's how the Lord made, God made, Jah made, Krishna made these things. That's how creation made garlic, so that you just take one peel off of there. They were making anti-bug, like flea and tick pills for dogs out of garlic because they were saying that if the dog consumes the garlic, it'll, make the dogs repel fleas and ticks, at least fleas. And that's probably true to a degree. I've tried it and it doesn't work that good. But still, it's probably not good to feed the dog that much. And so that's my take on this deal. You've got to use common sense. Don't just believe what comes out of a laboratory from what somebody saw under a microscope. Use your own freaking brain, because those people don't have what's called natural common sense. You have to have natural common sense, and you have to understand things from a perspective of how creation made them, and then how we're supposed to be using things. Everything is used in a way that needs to be used in a way that's logical, and respective of this planet, and not wasteful, people. So I want to thank you for joining me, and yes, I have another channel, Brett's Natural Health. Click right there or there, wherever. And now I have Google Cards, so that you on mobile devices can actually see the little card. So if you click in the upper right hand corner, there's a little white circle up there. That'll show you whatever I'm trying to show you. You may see some ads too, and some of them might be mine and some of them might be somebody else's. But people on mobile devices cannot see the annotations. So the annotations that you can see on a laptop or on a home computer. And so we have to put the cards too. So check out my new site, my new website, or my new channel on YouTube. And I hope you like that one too. That one's geared towards me on a more personal level. And so thanks for joining me. Be well.